afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Q&A in the middle of Game Week 14, but heading into Game Week 15. You are joined by myself, and the lovely Sam Bonfield, who, as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, has overtaken me in the overall rankings. I thought I was miles clear. You've had a good week, Sam.
I'm so happy. Yeah, it might all go wrong tonight. So we've got to live in the moment while we can, because I do not have any players tonight, so
Ooh.
it could all go wrong. And to be fair, by the time Game Week 15's deadline comes in, I think you'll be back ahead of me, because you do still have a player tonight. And if he doesn't play for any reason, you are about to get a points haul off your bench. No?
Did you see my tweet where I took out this week? I took out Juf and Saar, right?
Okay.
So Saar is injured and obviously not going to play. Juf is the worst player in the world, apparently. And if I hadn't taken those players out, I'd be 14 points better off. Because I would have had Calvert-Lewin and Goodmanson come off the bench. And they got, like 17 points between them. And the players I bought in both blanked. And I took a hit.
Ouch. Yeah, I decided that I didn't want to take a hit this week because I didn't really know what it was. A goalkeeper hit I was thinking about, and I was like, I can't see it. And I was actually going to go for Verbruggen, so good job I didn't take a hit for Verbruggen, because that did not end well. In the end, I just did Elliot Anderson in, because that gives me the money for the transfer I want to do for next week, which we can talk about, I'm sure, at some point when it comes up, because it undoubtedly will come up when somebody asks about Phil Foden. So I just did Elliot Anderson in for Caicedo to save a little bit of money, and then promptly watched Elliot Anderson decide he didn't want to get defensive contribution points anymore. And I was like, you're joking, mate. That's why you're here. You're literally here because your 4-point floor is that's that. And anyway, I was a bit sad about that. But yeah, a really good week. 75 points. Very happy with that. Nice green arrow again. I do feel like I have. So far at the minute, I've made like nearly 2 million progress in the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
that's really nice. I think it's like 1.9 million places up in 2 weeks. So hopefully get through Game Week 15. Hopefully that'll go well. I'm still pondering on a triple cap in 16. We're going to see how Arsenal go at the weekend and make a decision on that. But it'll either be triple cap Saka in 16 or triple cap Haaland in 17. To be decided.
Do you know what? If I can get through the next couple of weeks and be within 10 points of you, I'll be pretty happy with that if you've got other chips to play. Oh no, you're going to fly up into the top million and leave me behind.
I'm bringing you with me.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah. We've got some very mixed messages in the chat. We've got I've always loved Colm. On a scale of 1 to as, how unlucky is your game week been? Bloody Calvert-Lewin. Thank you. Love that message. And then we've got JC, another violin for Az. So
do you know, even Kelly brought it up on the pod this morning. She was like, at least Az has got Calvert-Lewin. And I was like, I mean, he's benched him, but sure. And then she says, I don't know if they've left it in, because she says at the end of it, she's like, maybe we should take that out, because I was trying to be nice to him. And I was, and
she's never nice to me.
I was like, oh dear. I don't know if they've kept it in. I'll have to listen to the pod, but you might have got a little shout out in that. For your DCL
3 separate messages I had on WhatsApp being like, Calvert-Lewin. I'm like, yeah, benched. First bench. Not coming on.
To be fair, Lee and I checked what you'd done with Calvert-Lewin. And because I said, he scored, I said, I think he's still got him. And Lee went, did he play him? I was like, I don't know. And then he checked and I was like, let's not message him.
I was never playing him, to be fair. With Saar injury, I was always going to take him out. So I can't really be too annoyed. But yeah, anyway, JC does have a nice comment for you. He says, nice green jumper.
Oh, thank you.
That's actually a lovely segue into the prelude before the Q&A, because I complimented your jumper and I said very Christmassy, and you showed me that it's got a very Christmassy feel to it. And we actually have a sponsor for today's Q&A, which is a great Christmas gift and something you're going to talk about before we start taking some questions.
We are indeed. Now, I don't know about you, Az, but this time of year, my camera roll is absolutely full of a mixture of draft teams from my FPL team, especially this season with the 5 free AFCON transfers coming into it. And those are all intermingled with pictures of my kids doing various festive things or school things. And it's a bit of a mess, to be honest. So these guys at Aura have a brilliant frame, and it genuinely is brilliant. I have one here. Look at it. How can I show you? There we go. And it is great. And you can move it along if you want to.
Whoa.
There's even a little Christmas picture there. So I have mine set for 10 minutes, so it moves every 10 minutes, which is fabulous. If I didn't have one, this would be very high on my Christmas wish list. They are the perfect gift for pretty much everyone in your family. They allow you to upload an unlimited amount of both photographs and videos. And if you have a live photograph, they will move, as you can see, which is pretty cool. You can also preload this frame, so if you send it to somebody as a gift, it will come in a nice box like shown in the photograph, and you can preload it with as many photographs as you want, so when they plug it in on Christmas morning, it will automatically show. Now, I weirdly bought one of these for my mum for her birthday last year. She has it set up in her living room, and whenever we go on holiday, I send it photographs from all over the world by putting them on the app, so she gets to see them randomly when she comes home. There'll just be a new picture of my kids sitting on display, which is lovely. I might even get one of these for you for Christmas. You could have it on your desk in front of you. It could display your team at all times. You never know. It might even improve our ranks.
That would be nice. I mean, look at this comment from Omar. I'll move this one up. Got one of those on my desk here at work.
Yeah, they are brilliant. They are so good. The other good news about this is that for a limited time, you can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.co.uk. You'll get 35% off the best-selling Carver mat frames. That's this one, which was named number 1, the top frame by The Independent. And if you use the promo code SCOUT at checkout, you'll get a discount. So that's Aura Frames, which you spell AURA.co.uk. Promo code is SCOUT. The deal is exclusive to our listeners, and if you listen out on the podcast or on our YouTube channel, head over to their website, enter the code. You'll get 35% off. So they will probably sell out. I would go and order yours quickly if you want to get them in time for Christmas. And you can show our support by mentioning us at the checkout. Obviously, there's some terms and conditions that do apply as well.
Lovely. Sam, you need to be careful. You're going to get snapped up by a QVC, Ideal World,
do you know what?
Bid TV.
I genuinely love this thing so much. It's unreal how much I like it. Like, I can't get it to, it's not really, like, the quality of it is so lovely. I'm trying, look, there's even a picture of Lee and my kids at Anfield there, look, being tortured, bless them, by having to go and visit Liverpool. But it's lovely. And I have mine set for like 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes it brings up a new photograph, but you can have it move really fast. Like if you want to, it can flash out every minute or however you want to do it. But yeah, it's a really lovely thing, and it is a great present. So do highly recommend them.
Come for the Q&A, stay for the Aura photo frame evaluation. I love it.
I know, it's great. Really good. But yeah, go and treat yourself.
Yep, lovely stuff. There's links in the description below, and obviously there's code SCOUT at the checkout. Right, let's take some questions then. JC's, he's given me a lovely segue into that endorsement. So we will take his first question, which is something I'm debating this week, which is Mateta to Voltemada this week. I don't think many of us are expecting Mateta to start. I thought he might be benched for the Burnley game with Nketiah coming in. He did play. So I guess, do we think he's a risk now for the weekend? It's another game without a goal for him. I know he got that penalty, but it's not been a great run for Mateta. And Voltemada is playing Burnley at home, who look terrible. So would you consider this?
So I'm considering selling Mateta for sure. I think he looks knackered, and they do have a replacement that they could play. I've already got Voltemada in, so I'm not obviously looking to do that. I'm looking at possibly Thiago instead. But yeah, I think they lack. Watching them yesterday, they lack creativity, didn't they, without Sarr in the middle? I think that's a problem for them, and whether injured or at AFCON, that's going to be a problem for them moving forward. The Palace players to own definitely are the defenders, so I think this is a great transfer. Like, Newcastle look good, they're in good form. Voltemada, obviously I watched that game closely on Tuesday evening. He maybe was a bit unlucky not to get more than he did in that one. Bit of a shame that he's not on pens, but I think we knew that anyway. I think we knew that Anthony Gordon was going to be on them, but he's relatively cheap and a decent enabler as well across the rest of your team. And I think probably, in my opinion, still the second best forward to have in the game outside of Haaland. So yeah, I would do that if you don't already have him.
Yep. Another question about Thiago. What about Mateta to Thiago? Is there someone else?
That I'm thinking about that. That is one of the transfers that I'm thinking about. For me, it would be a -4 this week, or a free as part of my 5 free transfers if I wait until Saturday lunchtime to do it once the deadline has passed. I think that makes sense. Also, after the Spurs game, the Brentford fixtures look great. I mean,
yeah, they do.
Spurs are a bit of a bogey team.
Sorry, after the Spurs fixture.
so Spurs are a bit of a bogey team for Brentford. Even when we were absolutely awful last season, we still beat Brentford twice, and we were our worst in both of those games. It somehow still beat them. So I don't know. Like, would I do it this week? If I had 2 free transfers, I would do it this week. Yes, I would do Mateta to Thiago, no problem, for the Spurs game, because we will concede. We always concede. We're terrible at home, so I would do it this week. Would I do it for a -4? I don't know. I think I'd rather, given that I know that on Saturday lunchtime I'm going to get 5 free transfers, I think I'll just wait and do it on Saturday ahead of game week 16 instead, rather than spend the 4 points. But I can absolutely understand why people would do it now.
Yep. We're getting quite a few questions about this.
Have you got Thiago?
I have not. I have not got Thiago because I've got Haaland, Mateta and Calvert-Lewin, haven't I?
Oh, so you don't have either Thiago or Voltemade?
I don't. And there's a few questions about Welbeck as well. So Nikolai says, what about Welbeck this week? Greg FPL, no Danny Welbeck love this week. I think Hertzer made a really, really bad call. He's been by great
him
this season. Well, not necessarily by benching him, but when Simas got injured, he should have brought on Welbeck. Like, absolutely no doubt. It's all very well, you want to give Danny a bit of a rest. Like, that's absolutely fine. But once Simas got injured, it was too big a change to the team structure, just putting Gruder in as a false 9.
Yeah.
And we lost, and I genuinely think we lost because of that. We lost because of some stupid defending, but you're changing it. Villa are a good team, and having a game plan and then changing it up like 30 minutes into the game when you're playing really well. Because Welbeck could have come on and done the same job that Simas was doing in that match. Anyway, so I was a bit disappointed with that, but it does make Welbeck a more attractive option because now he has no competition. If Simmons is going to be out for a little bit, that was it. That was the rest he was going to get, and now there's not even a chance of a rest. So I don't hate the Welbeck move. I still think I prefer Thiago and Voltemade though over him.
I do too, because I just think that Thiago and Voltemade, I just feel like with the fixtures that they have coming up over the next few weeks, they will be involved in a lot of goals. I'm not saying that Welbeck won't, but I just feel like they will probably outscore him in that period of time. Like, I would expect Welbeck to do well, but for the costs implications of all of those guys, I think Thiago and Voltemade would be higher on my wish list than Welbeck would.
It's hard to rank them though. It's hard to work out which of Thiago and Voltemade is a better option because they've both got good fixtures. I guess with Voltemade, you have got more chance of rotation and a rest. You're not going to get that with Thiago. I think he was benched against Arsenal. That's it. He's going to play 90 minutes now, I think, in pretty much every game over Christmas. Whereas Voltemade, you wouldn't be too surprised if he missed out one game for Gordon coming in or if he got subbed off at 60, 70 minutes. So I think that just pushes me. Yeah, I think it just pushes me towards Thiago. But I think ideally you want both, don't you?
I think so, and the thing is that in their price points, I don't think that they're hard to have, like, because they're relatively cheap. So actually having both of them alongside Haaland, it feels like a relatively easy way of playing FPL right now to me, anyway.
I'll tell you what I really need, Sam. 5 free transfers. That's what I need because I can get them all in next week. It's going to be great.
Do you know what, Az? I'll bring you another Christmas present on Saturday lunchtime.
I wanted to keep those transfers and use them like carefully, but my team looks such a wreck that I think I might actually just blow the whole lot in one go and sort my team out. I know. I know it's not ideal, but a lot of things aren't. John W says, how long till Vissa is back? He's back in training, isn't he? So he does also create a bit more of a. Again, I think Voltemade's starts are pretty safe. He might get the odd one where he misses, but Vissa back does mean if he wants to change things up in any game, he can do Voltemade to Vissa and give that a go.
I also do think that there'll be some protection of Vissa though, given the injury.
The late back, right? But who's he going to come on for?
Go. Correct. He's not just going to go, here you go, off you go, play 90 minutes, is he? Like, in reality, this is going to have to be an easing back in. It's going to be a readjustment to the system, who misses out, because actually you look across the midfield and they're playing well, right? The Newcastle mids. So, yeah. I mean, how long is till he's back? Not very. Possibly even at the weekend, I think I read that he might even be ready to appear. So, not long, but I don't think that will affect Voltemade too much, to be honest.
Yep. Oliver Sharma, how essential is Foden? Oh, you didn't have him on your free hit team. That made me sad when I saw him score. But you've overtaken him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. 4 goals in 2 games though. He's got more points in the last 2 games than he has done all season. So to say he's in a purple patch is a bit of an understatement. He's got this in him. I don't think any of us were too surprised to see that Foden scored, multiple goals. He's an amazing player. I've always thought he's looked really good this season without getting the points that necessarily he's deserved, and now he is getting those points. I haven't got him. I'm worried because I love him, and he's probably going to be a transfer I make when I get those five frees. But what do you think about him this week? I mean, this week he's got Sunderland at home. That's before they go away to Real Madrid. Sunderland aren't a pushover. Pep will look at that fixture and go, we need to win that game. But 2 things. Could there be a bit of rest for Foden given how many minutes he has played recently? And B, the fact they're playing quite a good side, is he as essential as he might have been, at the start of the season, given his form and the fact it was a newly promoted team?
Oh, there's a lot to unpick there, isn't there?
I'll just sip my Pepsi while you do that.
I'll just sit here and unpick all of those things. A couple of weeks ago, before the free hit, I was really unsure between Doku and Foden, and I was kind of like, I like the underlying stats for Doku. I'm enjoying watching him play. I'm going to go there on the free hit. Over the last couple of weeks, I think over the last week, it's become increasingly clear that Foden is the one to go to. When you look at the underlying stats now, not just the fact that he's got 2 double-digit hauls, and not just little double-digit hauls either, 15 and 17 points, like phenomenal returns from him in a game that I actually didn't think Man City were brilliant at. Like, I thought Man City were fine. I thought Fulham actually played quite well in this one, yet somehow managed to concede. Well, they did nearly come back, but they every time Man City went forward, they pretty much got something out of it. And watching that game, I looked at Foden and thought, at the moment, you're not really hurting me. This isn't really hurting me, but my goodness, it could be helping me. And that's the thing, isn't it? Is like his ownership at that stage was like, I think it's about 11% or something like that now. So it's still low. It's not massively going to hurt at all, but it would help you massively to gain rank. And that's the critical thing, right? It's trying to improve your rank significantly over the next few weeks. Now, yes, Foden might be a little bit of a rotation risk around the Champions League. However, they aren't winning the league at the moment, and they're not in a position where they can just start resting on their laurels against teams that have been decent. Now, you would normally look at Sunderland and go, well, there is an opportunity there to bench some of your key players because it's a newly promoted club. But right now, Sunderland, as the 3rd best defence in the league, are not a team that you can afford to rest against. If it was West Ham or Wolves, then fair enough, but it's not. Or Burnley, or even Leeds, then fair enough, but it's not. It's Sunderland, and Sunderland have actually been really decent defensively. So I don't know. I don't see it. I think I'm more worried about him in game week 17 in the West Ham game than I am in and around this one. I think he'll play. I think I'll bring him in this week.
Yeah, I mean, the popular move is Semenyo, isn't it? Semenyo to Foden. I know he always wanted to do that move, missed the price rise last night, and now can't do it. She's 0.1 off.
Oh, I'll lend her 0.1.
Terrible play. Come on, needs to be more aware of these things. But I can't get him this week. I've just got no way of getting him.
If you could, would you?
Well, if I could, I've got Rice, for example. Like if I could do Rice to Foden, I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, my midfield is Saka, Rice, Mbumo, Minte, Enzo. So Enzo is the one with Palmer back who I'm going to be selling in the next few weeks. So he's the one who I'll be looking to get Foden for. I can't do it this week without a hit. I don't think it's worth a hit with those Champions League games coming up. I think.
But
Foden
you could do it
score.
After this week.
Exactly.
With Mbomo, maybe, yeah.
The only thing is, well, that's the other move as well, is take Mbomo out. The only thing is, it's Palace away after that. So we know how good they can be defensively. Like, if you're not getting him for Sunderland, do you need to get him in for Palace? I think, though, whatever happens, you want him in for West Ham at home in 17. I don't think you can go into that game without him. Then they've got Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton. It's not the best run after that, but going into West Ham at home without Foden, I think is is now a concern. Can I just read you though, Sam, his points before these two games?
Oh, I know.
It is.
Go on.
I mean, it is ridiculous. So from game week 5, he's played near enough 90 minutes in every game, and his points are 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2. He's now had 2 back-to-back braces, okay, and now we're saying he's essential. But we've seen it so many times with players, haven't we, where they get a couple of good games, everyone buys them in. He'll be the most bought-in player again this week. And what's happened every time that's happened this season? Blank next game week.
Yep. But I'm at a point with Semenyo where I've just had enough. Like I've just despite the fact he actually got 4 this week because he got DEFCON, like I've just had enough of him. Like he annoys me no end. Bournemouth have dropped off a cliff, and it's one of those, isn't it, where I feel like with Semenyo I kind of missed the highs right at the beginning anyway because I didn't go there early enough. Picked up a few of the returns from him, but not as many as I would have liked. And now I'm at a point where I don't want to go down that circle again, like I did with Palmer a couple of years ago, where I just held him for too long when there were other players that I should have gone to. And it feels like an opportunity right now. Yeah, all right, there's a bit of risk factor involved, but it feels like an opportunity to just try something new. And look, do you know what? If the worst happens and it's a terrible idea, the rest of my team is in good shape, and I'm going to get 5 free transfers on Saturday. So it's not hard to fix it. So I think if you're going to do it, you do it now ahead of the weekend, or you don't do it until ahead of game week 17.
I think Semenyo to Foden, if you've got the money, is one of the easiest moves you can make because I just can't see how it doesn't pay off over the next few weeks. I think Foden is a great option. If you're having to take hits though this week, bearing in mind we're getting 5 free transfers next week, I don't think it's worth it.
I'm going to probably just play with Dubravka again in order to not take a hit and get Foden.
Yeah, well, it's look. I mean, I took a hit for a defender this week. I bought in Chaw for a hit, took out Juve.
Against Spurs, what did you think was going to happen?
2 shots you had in that game. 2 shots, and he gets 1 point. The only way it worked out would be if you bought in, say, Milenkovic of Forest. You obviously had that hit repaid. Or if you bought in Van Heck, who scored 2 goals, and that will never, ever, ever happen again for him because particularly that second goal. I mean, what a strike that was. But it's been a crazy year, hasn't it, with centre-back goals. Van der Ven brace, Chaw brace, Romero brace. Like, what is happening? Like, why are so many defenders, like centre-back, scoring braces? I've had zero hauls from my centre-backs this season. Oh, your sound's gone. Oh, no. Oh, no, Sam. Where's your sound gone? Where's your sound gone, Sam? No. Oh no. Look at the concentration on their face though. Oh, that's it. I hear you.
Yeah, but you're not on my mic, I don't think.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, but I don't think it's on my actual mic.
Tap your mic. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's not even saying. It's still saying it's got no audio source.
No, you sound fine. As long as you can hear me and I can hear you.
I can hear. Yeah, I got you, babe. I can hear you. Like, can't there? Let's carry on.
Centre backs, crazy. Just crazy.
Saying, I've had a haul out of one. His name is Mickey van der Ven.
Yeah, of course you have.
On my bench piece. Remember that? That was fun.
Mickey van der Ven on the bench piece.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Centre backs. What even was Romero still doing there in the number 9 slot? Who knows? But like, we take it, we move. Hits just for me at the minute don't feel worth it. Like, I pondered on a hit. I was telling you before we came or at the beginning, like I pondered on a hit for Bruggen this week when the Nick Pope news came out, and then I was just like, I can't get behind a hit for a goalkeeper because worst case scenario or best case scenario, it feels like they get 6. Yeah. So Dubravka's going to get 2. So what's the point in the hit? And then this week it's like, well, okay, yeah, I could do the Verbruggen move now, or I could pick a goalkeeper and go with them, fine. But it's not exciting, is it? I've got a goalkeeper in Verbruggen. He's going to play in Dubravka. He's going to play. Just let him play and instead improve my team. So, yeah. I think that's way more exciting and way more fun.
I mean, you'd be happy if you did your goalkeeper to Raya and then didn't have to play Dubravka, because that's your 4 points. Even with a hit, that's your 4 points paid off, and then you've got Raya in place. So it can pay off. But I mean, pretty much any other defender move or goalkeeper move. I mean, I was seeing hits for Bruggen this week. He ends up with 1 point, concedes 4 goals. It's so hard to predict, where and when clean sheets are going to come from. So, yeah, I'm probably doing the same as you. I'm just going to play Dubravka one more week, and because otherwise I'm going to be doing a goalkeeper move, and then I'm going to be avoiding Thiago and Voltemada, and I think they could do really well this week.
I agree. Yeah.
Would you do Foden to? Would you do Doku to Foden for a hit? It says
no.
It says man.
No. I would hold Doku.
Seems a bit.
I mean,
much,
he got 2 assists. Like, it's not like he's had a bad week. Appreciate, like, if you take Foden out of the equation, you wouldn't look at Doku and go, God, that's a terrible week. Like, he should have returned last week as well, to be fair. When I was watching him on my free hit, I was like, you really should have got something out of that game. So no, I think if I had Doku, I would just stick with him and keep him there. But if you don't have him at all, then I'd ponder on a hit.
What about Reinders? Reinders for Foden. I think Foden is miles clear of Reinders. That one I'd do. And that's for free.
Oh, it's for free. Yeah, of course.
That's
for free. Yeah. I'm not sure about leaving Semenyo in the team, but I would definitely do that, because you want to use all your transfers this week, so you get them topped up as much as you can. So use all 4. Get rid of Semenyo as well.
Frode says get Van Heck in for cash for a bench boost. Against West Ham. The trouble with us playing West Ham is I know Nuno, because I've watched us play Nuno sides in the past, and he is the perfect suited tactic manager for playing against Brighton. Absorb the pressure, hit us on the counter with Bowen, and watch the points roll in. I would not be surprised at all if we conceded or drew against West Ham. It's a good fixture. I think we'll score, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Bowen scored against us. Villa have got Arsenal, haven't they? So I mean, you've got a better chance of points from Van Heck than Cash. I wouldn't want a bench boost with Cash, so I would do it, but I still think we'll probably concede. But it's still better than Cash, so I'd say do it.
Yeah, and I prefer the Van Heck pick moving forward as well.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah,
so I would do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I would do it too.
Patrick says, why is nobody talking about Bruno G? Got him before this game week. Unfortunately benched, but still scored. Incredible stats for the upcoming fixtures for Newcastle. Don't know if you've seen, Sam, but I've created a transfer checker spreadsheet.
Okay.
Right. So basically, the idea of this was every transfer I make from now to the end of the season, I run past transfer checker and it tells me whether it's a good transfer or a bad one.
Okay.
Whatever. So
hang on, you've made this yourself?
I've made this. Yeah.
This is unreal, by the way.
It's still a bit of a work in progress. Well, when you're 3.2 million in the world, then you need something to help. But do you know what the transfer spreadsheet told me to do this week?
What did it tell you to do?
Sar to Bruno G. And I ignored it. At its first opportunity to help me out, I ignored it. And I got Minte, who it didn't like. It was like, Minte's stats aren't great. Fixtures aren't that great. Nah, don't like it. Go for Bruno G. And I went, nah, going to ignore it. Look what happened. Straight away. Bruno G off the bench.
I know. He is my differential of the week on the official podcast this week. So I'm afraid he's probably going to blank this week. Because, that is standard Sam behaviour when it comes to my diffs this week. But I had some stats. I'll just bring them back up. So he's returned at least DEFCON now in every match, bar 1 since game week 7. In that time, he's got 14-2, 10-4, 4, 10, 4 and 7. Across the Newcastle team, he's third for shots behind only Murphy and Voltemada. He's also top for chances created with 15. And he's the only Newcastle player to return more than 1 double-digit haul so far this season. He's got 3. And is their highest top point scorer with 52. And it's Burnley. Although Dubravka is going to keep me a clean sheet. So, you have to weigh up the pros and cons. But yeah, I think he's a really nice pick. And I think probably why people aren't talking about him is because he's 6.7 million. And so he's a bit of a funny priced pick, given that you could go a lot cheaper. And you've got like the Elliot Andersons and the cheaper assets that a lot of people have been looking at to free up the money to enable them to get somebody like Foden. Or people are talking about the likes of Foden and Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes. So that kind of 6.5-ish million bracket has been largely ignored over the last few weeks, with people looking either to go down or up from it. But he is definitely a player that shouldn't be overlooked, in my opinion, because you saw the impact that he had coming on against Spurs on Tuesday night. Like, he played really well. He and Romero nearly went to war, but I think it was, he's a decent option in FPL for sure, because the DEFCONs mean, again, a bit like, I can't remember who we were saying it about. Oh, Elliot Anderson. You have that low floor, or the higher floor rather, of 4, because you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself at least DEFCON every week. So at 6.7, it's not a bad price. It's just, I think that's why people are overlooking.
Yeah.
Still only owned by 6.5% of the game, so really great diff.
I think he's always been a player that we've admired as a football player. Like, he's one of the best midfielders in the league, but I think we've always had our doubts about him as an FPL pick.
I would agree with that, yeah.
And I think what we're seeing now is a change in the way they're using him, and he's getting closer to goal, and he's got that talent and that ability to create around the box and score goals himself. So, hey, if the spreadsheet likes him, I like him, and I'm ruining the fact that I didn't.
I can't believe you've made a spreadsheet. Like,
I'll show you it.
Techie on us.
It's taken a while. It's taken a while, but this has been its first real test, and it's come through. I'm very
impressed by you.
So yeah, we'll see. Okay, JC, are we sipping on Xhaka and Lafay as the best budget mids? I remember at the start of the season, a lot of us were looking at Lafay as a cheap option. And I remember Neil rightly saying he was a bit of a minutes risk. And it actually took him 3 games to get his first start. I'm not sure if he had a bit of an injury or something like that. But I remember thinking, okay, penalty taker, newly promoted side, 5 million. I could be tempted by that. And it's taken him a while to sort of establish himself in the side. But 3 attacking returns now in 2 weeks. On pens. Sunderland's run, though. I mean, Man City away, Newcastle, Brighton away. They've got Leeds in 18, that looks good. But then it's Man City, Spurs, Brentford, Palace. He's very much a 5th midfielder, isn't he? I can't see what you wanting to play him in too many of those games other than Leeds at home. But as a 5th midfielder, as a 5th midfielder.
What's a midfielder?
As a 5th midfielder, he's up there, I'd say. It's probably the best one.
Yeah, Lee really liked Lafay at the beginning of the season. He had him in a lot of early drafts. And I remember being like, I don't know, like Sunderland, what do we think they're going to do? But actually, they've been great. I know Xhaka's been in Kelly's team for a while. And the great thing about these two, again, it's a price point thing, isn't it? Because you don't have to play them. So in the weeks when, they've got the more difficult fixtures like this week, you can stick them to the bench. But both of them are decent options, and Lafay's got pens. So are we sleeping on them? Probably not. Are they great differentials? Yes. Are they great budget enablers? Yes. So I think you have to then just decide, like, personally, I prefer Elliot Anderson as my budget enabler in the midfield. I just think that Nottingham Forest look like they're improving, and he's on set pieces and. So he was my preference, but I think these two also prove nice options.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really a DEFCON type player, Lafay. So you are relying on, I think, really,
he's got to get an attacking return.
Yeah, and I think in terms of what you're relying on in terms of attacking returns, I think that very much comes from penalties. His stats are not particularly great. So if you're looking for someone who is a bit more reliable, like an Elliot Anderson, I think Xhaka probably is the better pick, because he gets DEFCONs pretty much every week. If you're looking for something a bit more exciting that you might want to play a bit more, it probably is Lafay, but like I think you probably don't want to be playing him, like you said, as a 4th midfielder. So I don't hate him, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, but then again, Aaron Chan says something like this, and you know why you should get Lafay for Christmas, because his initials is Elf. When you hear things like that,
Aaron, I've got so much time for that.
It makes you realise that everything we've just said is nonsense, and we should all be buying him immediately.
In fact, why are we not making all of our FPL decisions based upon their initials?
I'm only going to make... It can't be any worse for us, Sam, than the decisions we're making at the moment.
You're right. And I think in that basis, we should just invest in all players that have got Christmas-themed names. In fact, can we think of any more? That's a thing for the chat to do while we're talking.
Yeah, give us some Christmas name puns. Well, I think I've told you. I remember one of my first years of playing FPL. I had Roque Santa Cruz in my fantasy football team, playing for Blackburn. If you can remember that far. And I sold him the week before he scored. I'm pretty sure he scored 4 goals, and I sold him that week. And I remember the papers being like, Santa delivers Christmas early, or something like that. And I was like, oh, I should have kept him just for the bloody Christmas puns.
Just for the Christmasness.
Reindeers, that's a good one from John W. Yeah, you can't sell reindeers anymore.
No, you have to keep him now. You have to keep him till after Christmas. Otherwise, you'll get no presents.
Spurs often look like turkeys.
No, Jay, now come on. Come on now. We're
Very
cockerels.
good.
I think you'll find cockerels.
You're on form today, Jay. Apart from the tiny violins comment was a bit mean.
Deserved,
other than that, you've
probably.
You did very well. Reece Griffiths used free transfer on Pope to Pickford. Is any -4 worth it this week, or just wait for the 5 free tees? I think if basically the -4 has to pay. It's a bit like using a transfer at the end, Gameweek 38 or something like that. It's got to pay off, because otherwise you could just do it for free next week.
Yeah.
I think if you can, I find it hard to know who's worth a -4 this week without knowing team lines, especially with the Champions League coming and the fact it's off the back of this quite busy week. I would avoid it if you can, personally.
I would agree. I'm not going to take a -4, even though I would like to.
Yeah,
same. I'm just gonna focus on one transfer and then get to Saturday, and then we got 5.
I did a hit last week and it cost me 14 points. That's the risk you take. It could pay off, but the chances are it probably won't. So unless you've got injuries and you physically can't play anyone, I would just play whatever bunch of vagabonds you got in your team. Dan James, which defenders are good now for the long term? Great show each and every week. Thank you very much. Best defender picks?
Vagabonds.
Vagabonds.
I love that.
Christmas Carol, I think it's a turn.
I was going to say, are you Scrooge? Defenders. I like Delete as an option moving forwards. The Manchester United
I was not expecting that.
No, but the Manchester United fixtures are nice over the next few. Obviously, it's Wolves at the weekend. They ain't scored a goal for 8 hours. Bournemouth, who've dropped off a cliff, then Villa, Newcastle, and then Wolves again. So I quite like Delete. I mean, we should all be talking about the Liverpool defence, but we're just...
Yep.
I mean, we're just not. If you're going on purely fixtures, then Anderson from Fulham looks like a good option, and genuinely thought they played quite well, despite losing to Manchester City on Tuesday evening. Despite getting a 0-pointer, I still think Nico O'Reilly is a great pick moving forwards, because he's got that attacking threat and the fixtures are great. Obviously Sunderland up next, and it's Palace, West Ham, Forest and Sunderland again, so good option there. Brentford have got decent fixtures. I don't think defensively they have in the Spurs. I do think Spurs will score. All jokes aside about Spurs and our form and stuff, we do score goals, so I don't think they'll clean sheet against us. But then after that, Leeds, Wolves and Bournemouth, there could be some clean sheets in there. So if you want a cheap one, you could go for a Vandenberg. Obviously, the Arsenal defenders are still in there. I mean, I've said quite a lot there. Is there anyone I've missed?
I've got more. Well, I've got more. I bought Shaw not for a 1 week punt. I like Newcastle's fixtures going forward. I like him as an option. He gets in and around the DEFCON. He's obviously got the set piece threat. He scored 2 goals. Although, did you see Voltemada talking about Shaw after the match?
No. What did he say?
Basically, I bought Shaw in. Obviously, you're not expecting goals when you bring in a centre back. But I bought him and thinking, maybe he's got the bit between his teeth now, and he might get me a goal in the next couple of weeks. Voltemada's got his arm around him, and he's like, I can't believe he scored 2 goals. He's useless with his head. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? Why have I bought him in?
Whenever I see Voltemada, I think so he's done, I don't know if you've seen it, but he's done the Newcastle Christmas ad, and it's for like going Christmas shopping, and there's these pictures of him like randomly walking a dog carrying Christmas bags, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, you look like you should have been in the 1970s. Like,
yeah.
I just can't get over how 70s he looks. I wish they dressed him up in like, all the like psychedelic shirts and stuff, because he would have fitted right in the 70s.
Yeah. And if that isn't reason enough to bring him into your FPL team, I don't know what is.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I like Hall as well. I think Lewis Hall's got a Hall hat coming pretty soon.
Funny that.
Thank you. Newcastle are a better team with him in the team, and he looks back and back to his best. So yeah. I like the look of him.
I really like Livramento as well.
I prefer Hall to Livramento.
Well, I do too, but I love Livramento, and I think he makes such a difference to the way that the Newcastle play.
Yeah.
I really like him.
And I like Williams. Forrest Williams. He's looking good for DEFCON under Nuno. They're keeping clean sheets. He's got them playing a good brand of football. He gets forward a fair bit. So there's quite a few options you can go for at the moment with defence, but yeah, I think I'm going to back my boy Shaw. I bought him in last week. That was obviously for a prolonged period. I think Newcastle, they limited Spurs to 2 shots. Okay, they conceded from both of them, but I think there's some clean sheets coming. So I'm gonna stick with him. We'll take one more question, and then I know you've got to run. You're going to a dance recital, is it?
No, Evie's got a dancing exam next week. So every day this week we're in dance practice. So I've got to do dance mum stuff and take her to a rehearsal. Yep. She's doing this exam by herself because she's that much of a legend. Like none of her friends wanted to do it with her. And she was like, she's got this real thing in her that's like, I don't want to go up a grade until I've done the exam. I must get the certificate and put it on the wall. So we are committed to it. So yeah, I'm running her down there. So she's got to be there at 5. So it's going to be a quick mad dash. I hope she's got ready because otherwise it's going to be an even quicker dash.
We've had one super chat, so we're going to take this one and then I'm going to let you go. This is from Bart Liverpool. Shard and Semenyo out for Foden or Paqueta to Bruno G. Oh, I like any of those moves. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them.
I would keep Sharda and sell Semenyo for Foden.
Yeah.
But do I prefer the Paquetá to Bruno move? I think I probably do.
Yeah.
Because that just fixes the problem. Like, Semenyo's going to play. So you could just keep Semenyo for one more week, couldn't you? Whereas Paquetá's just...
Still got Penso. I do Semenyo to Foden out of those. That'd be my move. Unless you're playing like someone rubbish. But if your fifth midfielder or whatever can come in, like if it's a Xhaka or an Anderson or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, just play them this week.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. That Paquetá to Bruno move that's quite exciting though. I quite like that. But I think Semenyo to Foden feels like the obvious.
Yep, yeah, I agree. Beautiful stuff. Thank you everyone for watching. Sam, I'm going to let you run. We'll be back next week. Good luck to everyone. Do check out Fantasy Football Scout for all your tips and tricks ahead of the deadline. And obviously check out the sponsor for this video, that lovely photo frame with the links in the description below. Like and subscribe to Scout on YouTube if you haven't already. And we will be back next week.